Alright, what I wanted to show you here was some of the differences in the front suspension of the Tomberlin Crossfire 150 and 150R. This happens to be a Tomberlin Punisher 150R, which is basically identical to the Crossfire 150 with the advent of reverse, and it does have the front disc brakes, which was added to the Tomberlin Crossfire 150, but they also beefed up the suspension when they did that. So this one we kept breaking. That wheel has been taken off by a tree countless times, like 3 times that side has been broken. So I go online and I find these cross arms here for a Tomberlin 150R, and the technician says they won't fit on here, but from what I could tell, it looks like they will. So I ordered a set, and I do actually have them on this side. So what I had to do, well, first of all, let's take a look at some of the differences here. You can clearly see that the driver's side A-arm is a lot longer than the passenger side A-arm. That is one of the major differences, and I do have the driver's side 150R A-arms here, so we can compare them a little bit. Number one, this is a fabricated A-arm. It's solid steel. This is not tubular steel. This is a solid piece of steel, drilled and tapped on each end. I don't believe this is an actual Tomberlin original part. I ordered it from Buggy Depot, and I think they had them fabricated. It sure does look like it's fabricated in a workshop somewhere. Not, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is stout as all get out. That thing is not going anywhere. But I don't think it's an original Tomberlin part. This is on the other side. I ordered this side from Buggy Depot as well, and it's the same. Completely solid. The upper A-arms that I ordered are original Tomberlin parts, and they have this little sticker on there, but they are tubular. I don't know if you can see. There you go. It's completely hollow through there, and then they just tap it. But being that that's the upper A-arm, it doesn't really see that much force. The bottom A-arm is what takes it all, so that should do fine, especially as it's about an inch shorter than the original, so that takes a lot of force. There's a lot of leverage all the way out here. The other main design change is there's a solid, it's solid, completely solid up here. There's a support here in the original, but they left this open, and what that does is it just tends to bend. So here we have the side that I took off of the passenger side, and as you can see, someone has hit a tree, and it just took a big old bend right here and then just crimped that right in. I mean, the force, yeah, it just bends the wheel right off. Whereas on these, you can see that, so here's the upper A-arm for this side. You can see that is a lot straighter than the original. So when you do, hit something real hard with this side, it puts most of the force straight back on the frame. There's not much of a bend there at all. Whereas these have a bend from the factory, which just continues to bend if you do hit stuff. So that's the major difference. A little more stout, a little shorter. So that being said, what you have to do, and what I had to do, was I had to cut this tie rod link, because obviously it's too long. You bring this in an inch, you're going to have to do something with this, or you're going to have way too much camber in the wheel. Or not camber, but toe out. You're going to have way too much toe in the wheel. So what I did was, this side has standard threads, this side's reverse threads. I only have a standard tap. I didn't feel like buying a reverse tap, so I only cut this side of the link. I cut about 1.25 inches off of it, and I do have pictures of that I'll post as well. And that brought it up to the correct length. I could adjust it out. It was fine. The other thing, this doesn't have as much down travel because it's shorter. Obviously, it doesn't have as much downward travel. So I cut some of these coils out of the springs. Now this is just temporary because I wanted to get this back on the road. I cut 2 coils out of the springs, and the reason I did that is because on this side, when these A-arms go fully extended down, they are at the bottom of the shock. When these A-arms went fully extended down, they were not at the bottom of the shock. They were actually at the bottom of the ball joint. The ball joint was turned. So I didn't want that much force on the ball joints at this time, so I just cut some of the springs out. I actually made it a much softer and better ride. So my next step is going to be to actually replace these with something of the correct size, maybe an inch too shorter than the originals, and I'm going to try to get something that's softer because it works a lot better. So that's really basically it for adapting the A-arms, 150R A-arms to a 150. Like I said, they do fit. You do have to chop the link here. Oh, the other cool thing, yeah, they have 14 millimeter ball joints instead of the 12 millimeter. I almost left that out. That's one of the major upgrades here. This is only a 12 millimeter ball joint. I don't know if you can see the actual shaft down in there. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. Very small, very small. It breaks right there like nothing. I mean, you hit one little stump going 5 miles an hour and that ball joint's gone. These new A-arms, they accept 14 millimeter ball joints. If you can see that down in there. So that's the shaft of that ball joint. Yeah, a lot stouter. So I'm hoping that's going to take care of some of the problems that we had with wheel separation, because we do have a mile-long wooded track, and these things seem to be attracted to trees. So hopefully that'll stop some of the braking. I don't know. I'll have to report back on that because there are kids driving these things and they seem to break everything. But anyway, if you have any questions on that, feel free to comment. Right now I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to pull this off, chop the springs. I already chopped the coil out of the springs in preparation for this because I wanted it even. We were actually driving this around with the smaller A-arms on one side and the longer A-arms on the other. Handled decent, but we're going to put these on there. And then I got some new tires, some balloon tires, and some other stuff we're going to do to these things. I do have a Crossfire 150 outside. This one actually has reverse, which is awesome. The 150 outside does not have reverse, but it's basically the same cart. It's yellow, whereas this one's black. But I do plan to do the front suspension. I guess I'm going to call it an upgrade, obviously, with those A-arms with the 14 millimeter ball joints. That's definitely an upgrade from the 12 millimeter, you know, little wimpy A-arms over here. So I guess I'll probably do that on that other cart. These A-arms are like $49 a piece. That's not bad, not bad. Like I said, I got them from buggydepot.com. I think they're based out of Virginia. I'm in Maryland. When I order something, I seem to get it in 2 days. They've been really good. Although their technician told me that these will not fit the 150. And I guess to his credit, that is not a direct bolt-on part. You do have to do some cutting. But it will fit, and it does fit the frame of the 150, or the Punisher 150, as this is. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Got some other cool crap over there. I got too much junk in here. I got a brand new engine. We're going to put in the yellow one to test. It's actually a Chinese engine and transmission, so I'm going to be replacing a Japanese engine and transmission with a Chinese engine and transmission, so we'll see how that works out. I don't know. But there'll be plenty more videos to come. Peace out.